Okay. So going into a marriage, do you believe you should always move as a collective in every single decision that you make? Or do you need to, praise your partner and be okay with your partner being an individual and having a life outside of you?
Well, praising anybody, I'm only praising the Lord.
Amen.
I don't think that I'm gonna praise a nigga.
Well, not praise, but you know what I mean? Encourage them to have a life outside of you.
Well, I feel like you should be doing that either way, but that wasn't the context of the conversation.
That's why I said introduce.
The context of the conversation was not like you moving, like you and your partner only moving together or going places together and not having a life outside of each other. It was more so like people fail to realize that when you decide to get into a relationship or a marriage, you no longer can move as an individual.
Mm-hmm.
Literally every decision you make affects the collective. It affects the partnership.
Mm-hmm.
And so people who want to still make decisions solely based off of what they want to do and how they feel,
Mm-hmm.
just them themselves, maybe you're not equipped for marriage, or maybe you're not a person who wants to be married.
Right.
Because when you get married to someone, you have to always consider this other person's feelings.
Yep.
You have to always consider their ideologies. You have to always consider their perspectives, no matter what. It's no longer solely about you.
Mm-hmm.
And my personal beliefs is like, at the end of the day, it's okay to be a person that's selfish. I actually seen Whoopi Goldberg not that long ago. She did an interview, and she basically was talking about the reason why she does not believe that she's meant for marriage, because she said she's fundamentally a selfish person.
Mm-hmm.
And she feels like she gives so much of herself to other people because she has a child, she has a grandchild, she has a great-grandchild. She has all these people in her life that she feels like she gives so much of herself to. When it comes down to a romantic partnership, sometimes she just wants to hit and run. That's what she was calling it. She did say that.
Whoopi said that?
She did. Whoopi said it.
A hit and run is crazy.
And then the interviewer asked her, does it still happen? And she said, absolutely.
Whoopi. Giving them niggas that whoopee. I fuck with it though.
But so she was saying she doesn't care to be married because she feels like she's fundamentally a selfish person, and she just does not have the capacity to give that to a partner. And I appreciate people like that, because I would rather you be honest and say you don't have the capacity to give that to somebody than to try to be in a relationship and lie to yourself. Because I think this day and age, people want to be married and want to be in committed relationships because society or tradition has told them that that's what you're supposed to do. When in reality, you ain't built for that.
Right.
That's not what you want. And so that was like the context of the conversation, because it was actually with my man, and like he was basically saying he feels like the problem with modern women is that we feel like we can be in a relationship and still have an independent ideology and move like we're so independent and like we're not in a relationship.
And how do you feel about that? Because I know you said something about like your view was like, I still want to be an individual. Like,
because I feel like it's possible to be an individual. Like, you should still be an individual in your relationship, but realistically speaking, you can't be married and think you could just do you.
Right.
I do feel that way.
Right. So that's why
you have to really ask yourself, when it boils down to it, do I really want to be married?
Right.
Because when you decide you want to be married, unless you in an open marriage, which a lot of people are. So, I mean, that's the thing too. But personally, I don't want to be in an open marriage.
Right. So I think for me, like whenever we were talking about this, I think that a lot of people think that like we have to move as a collective. There's no more just you and I. It's always us.
When I move, you move.
Just like that, hoe ass nigga.
Period.
And then there's people who think, there's a us, but there's also you and there's also I. And that's where I'm at with it. Because I feel like both of y'all are right on both sides. Because I feel like I'm still going to have my individual life. I'm going to still want to go on vacations with my friends, or I'm going to still want to do the things that I enjoy alone. Sometimes I might want to go just do things on my own, or I'm going to make a decision that is, good for me, but I'm never going to make a decision that's going to harm us. And that's where the other side comes in. Once you get into a marriage and a partnership, the decisions I make will always benefit us. And I looked at it as far as our relationship with our business, because I do believe a business is just like a marriage. So I can trust that you are going to go out there and represent yourself as Drea Nicole properly, but you're never going to do anything that's going to embarrass the brand of us as a whole. You see what I'm saying? So there's a way that you can still be an individual, but represent your partner in a good light. So I think you can still be an individual and have your own individual things going on and decisions that represent your partner in the correct way.
I agree, but then I also kind of feel like if you're a partnership, no decisions should be being made without the other person being okay with it. Like, I'm not going to just make a decision and hope my husband be okay with it. I'm not going to just make a decision and hope you as my business partner is okay with it. Like, when it comes to the collective of the business.
Well,
I'm going to be like, Lex, even if it might seem like it to other people because I'm the one calling the shots, I've already had a conversation with you, though, and you approved of it. If that makes sense.
It does. It makes perfect sense. But I'm saying it in the sense of it like this. Let's say I'm somewhere where I cannot be reached. And you can't reach me for 2 or 3 hours, right? I'm doing something. Maybe I'm getting some kind of surgery, anything.
And if you get surgery, they know they can't reach.